With the BCS Bowl picture nearing completion, this week's final scores at the top of the rankings were unambiguous. With no room for missteps, the nation's best teams poured it on. Separately, they flattened their opponents, while together they exhibited an unmistakable air of determination. And when the dust settled, the SEC virtually guaranteed itself one of the two spots in the national championship game. Atop the latest AP Top 25 poll, once again, is Alabama. The Crimson Tide is number one for the fifth consecutive week. That after upending Auburn, its bitter in-state rival, 36-0. Alabama will enter the SEC title game 12-0, where it will face conference rival Florida. The Gators, for their part, remain at number two after their no-nonsense 45-15 win over Florida State. So when 11-1 Florida meets undefeated Alabama Saturday on a neutral field at the Georgia Dome, the winner will play for a national championship on January 8th.
The Southeastern Conference has been playing a championship game since 1992, but there's never been one like the one we're about to see in Atlanta on Saturday. Number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Florida. It's the first time a 1-versus-2 matchup has been played in any conference championship game. It's the 41st time there's been a 1-versus-2 matchup overall. So Crimson Tide number 1, Florida number 2. The winner gets to play another number 1-versus-2 game, but that one will be for the national championship.
Also winning convincingly was number 3 Texas. It moved up one spot after blasting unranked Texas A&M 49-9, improving to 11-1. Also leaving nothing in the tank was Oklahoma, which overwhelmed Oklahoma State 61-41. The Cowboys' loss dropped them from number 11 to 14. But somehow, Oklahoma beating a tough ranked opponent by 20 compared to the Longhorns topping an unranked foe by 40 didn't cut it. The result, the 11-1 Sooners slipped a spot to number 4.
Essentially what happened was Texas played on Thursday night, reminded everybody of how good it was by beating the heck out of Texas A&M, also reminded some people that, hey, we beat Oklahoma. So a handful of voters switched their votes, move Texas up, move Oklahoma down, and what you get is Texas number 3, Oklahoma number 4.
Southern Cal remains at number 5 despite neutering Notre Dame 38-3 to improve to 10-1. Rose Bowl-bound Penn State, which was idle, holds steady at number 6 despite not playing. 12-0 Utah leapt over Texas Tech to take over number 7. That's where the Red Raiders were, but they slide down a spot to number 8 because they downed unranked Baylor by only 7 points. As for Boise State, take nothing away from them. The 12-0 Broncos are doing everything necessary to be ranked number 9. They crushed Fresno State 61-10. And rounding out the top 10 is Ohio State, which did not play. This week's big winners include 12th-ranked Ball State, one of 5 mid-level teams to rise 3 spots in the rankings. As for the biggest losers, say hello to Missouri, which lost to unranked Kansas and sank 7 spots to number 19. And then there was Oregon State. The Beavers basically said goodbye to their Rose Bowl chances after being demolished by the Oregon Ducks. They also plummeted in the rankings, disappearing from 17 to 25. Dave Lebeski, The Associated Press.